Good evening, good morning. Welcome to week 6 for Strategic Change Leadership. I hope, again, by now you should be finishing up case study 1, if not handing it in already, and I should have that marked to you this week. If you have not, if you're doing the briefing for case study 1 or case study 2, just go ahead and instead of uploading your Word document, upload a PowerPoint presentation in the slot where you need to put the normal Word document. So just go ahead, upload the PowerPoint, and you should be good. You'll all be getting the same grade on it, so you all will be uploading the same presentation. So just announcements. This Thursday, April 10th at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll have our first Adobe Connect session, and case studies 1 and case study 2 will go over it. Or case study 1 and case study 2 will be presented. Each case study I expect to last about 20 minutes or so, give or take, and I also expect from the audience to ask questions. The audience will be graded on their participation as well. So ask questions. There's a chat function in Adobe Connect if you haven't seen it before, so you can ask questions over the chat session. And yeah, I expect this to be as much interactive as it is briefing. So please come prepared, and you should be prepared anyway because you've done a paper on the case studies as well. So everyone should be prepared on that front. Deadlines, again, a little leniency on this. I'm not giving much leniency. If you do not email me on Sunday saying I need an extension, that's unsatisfactory. Tim's been pretty nice, I've been pretty nice, but that's kind of going to go away for the last few assignments. And these assignments are expected to be employed with rigor, and I'll be grading them with exceptional rigor. So again, extensions, if you haven't gotten them to me now, you're already behind the power curve. So I just want to cover this quickly because we are doing the Adobe Connect session. So just to hit the high points, this is for week 6. The big thing is the PepsiCo case study, and you will be doing a paper again, a case study paper on how they effectively, or how the leaders in PepsiCo effectively learned and made it a more adaptable organization. I just want to kind of hit the highlights. When you read it, you'll see this in more detail. But PepsiCo, their challenge was to transfer from a beverage-based Pepsi brand to a actual large food conglomerate. So not just focus on sodas, but focusing on Doritos and cereals and more a big food production end-to-end business. That was their challenge, and how they got there is the basis of the paper and basis of your assignment. But a couple of high points. They got rid. There was a lot of pressure to expand, but a lot of the organization actually streamlined it. The first thing they did was get rid of their restaurant business. PepsiCo had not just Pepsi, but they owned a bunch of chains of restaurants, and they found that the labor costs and the business end of that was far too difficult, and it took them away from their core essential missions. And what they decided to do, again, when leadership came in, they decided to spin them off, sell them, refranchise them, earn profits from those sales, and invest that more into their core business model. So first thing is they kind of got rid of the restaurant business. The second thing is they focused their bottling strategy. They're accounting for actually building their bottling strategy was in error. So they actually readjusted it, and then they focused, instead of competing with Coke everywhere, they focused in certain markets that they thought were the most profitable. So instead of focusing against Coke in China or Coke in Africa, they found India was a more profitable area where they preferred Pepsi versus Coke, and they focused their resources in that area. So instead of trying to compete on all 100 yards of the football field, they decided to compete on a smaller playing field that was to their advantage. So that was the second thing. Third thing is Tropicana. They purchased a orange juice company, and this kind of gave them two advantages. It gave them a little bit more end-to-end usability for their products. So you purchase Pepsi, you could also purchase Tropicana as well. Consumers like that a little bit better, but it also diversified their product line, so they weren't just involved in sugary drinks, that they were involved in more healthy food items. And then finally, the other thing is they advanced their Frito-Lay brand, which integrated that with their soft drinks, so kind of gave the consumer more of a holistic choice that they would profit from. People would not just buy. People were just buying Fritos on one side, Pepsi on the other. They brought them together in a package so that people didn't, mix and match from different products. So that's kind of the high points of these. They did other things, and I'm not going to go over the reading in that much detail, but those are the big change management or change leadership issues that were brought up in the PepsiCo reading. Just some challenges that they face. How do you appeal to emerging markets? India will probably go away, but how do you compete in Russia if you're PepsiCo? Again, these are questions I want you to answer in your paper if you were running this organization. How do they manage their distribution in these low-cost realtors or low-cost retail outlets? Walmart, you're barely making a profit for PepsiCo for operating in Walmart. However, you have to operate in Walmart because that's where people shop at. So that's a big question. And the final big issue that PepsiCo has is we're getting a little bit more healthy as a society. There's a lot of emphasis on not drinking sugary drinks. So how do you diversify your product chains so that you don't get killed by the market, because the market's moving away from sugary drinks in the United States and worldwide? So again, that's just kind of the high point for the PepsiCo case study. And again, I want you to bring it in more detail when you bring it up in your paper. Again, short YouTube presentation. I didn't want to go into too much detail because we're getting together on Thursday. If there's any questions or problems, please let me know. And I look forward to reading your case study 1 papers, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday.